What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2. I'm going to be doing this as kind of just a playful series. I'm not going to really take anything serious about it. I'm not going to do anything like I do on ATS with showing off trucks or whatnot just yet. I'm just playing this to play this. I've had some people request to play it. A lot of people haven't seen this yet, so this is going to be a first look for them as well. And so this is a brand new profile for myself here, and I've done a couple of runs already. I'm based out of Luxembourg, and I've made a couple of runs to Rotterdam and then made one back. So I've got 16,000 euros, and let me go back to the main profile. I'm only level 2, as you can see there, 1200 XP. So I've only driven 653 miles. Now, with this, I also have some mods included. I do have Jazzycats trailer pack, as well as, and I think this is it, there we go, the ProMods map pack. Now, MHA Pro has one as well, but ProMods has more. I mean, look, you're going all the way out to Iceland over here. And one other thing I noticed too, here we are way up here. Way up here. That's way out there. So lots of stuff here, and I'm only scratching the tip here. This is only the tip of the iceberg. There's Russia I can include. There's other map packs that can be included on here, going to the rest of Italy. And back in December when I played this, I've got about 80 hours on it or something. I really don't remember it, to be quite honest. It was so long ago, and it didn't even feel like I played that long. But I could have swore I was able to go to Northern Africa. No option for that here. So not quite sure what map pack that was I was using, but as you can see, I mean, there is a lot here with this pack that it adds compared to stock, compared to MHA Pro. And I also have the MHA Pro trailer pack. Not quite sure if that's working correctly or not, but I'll start assembling a mods list for you guys, and after a few episodes, once I get some videos in and get some mods in, figure out the compatibility and what works, what doesn't. So lots and lots of stuff to go with this game because it's been out for years. But today I've got this excavator going to Strasbourg, and I am in Luxembourg, so it says I've got 18 hours to do the job, but GPS puts me there just over 4.5. So time to get this Mercedes going. Now, I've had to make a couple changes here with the driving setup because using the, they don't have a 13-speed setup here. All the trucks are 12 speeds. And if I were to try to use one of the stock setups for the 12 speeds, it doesn't work right. It's first is third on the shifter here, and then it goes to fourth, and then fifth, and then you have to flip up your splitter, and you start all over again. And you're not using all of the gears, and it just really feels weird. And since I'm used to ATS and the Eaton 13 speed, I decided not to go that route. So I do have a mod in here though for ETS that will allow me to use a 13 speed and 18 speed transmission. So once I buy a truck, hopefully that mod will work and I will be able to use it. It's kind of a cool tanker setup. I like that. Now, it's also been an educational learning curve for me, how these trucks operate, really, how they drive. I've got to get used to almost non-existent sounds, as you guys can hear here, but the way they stop, as well as the way they drive, the steering on these things is just holy crap, it's insane. Wait, I can just keep on going. I don't know why I'm stopping. But I've also found that I really don't have to take corners as wide as I am, because they turn so sharply. But also, the trailer isn't as long as you have here in the States. In Europe, the overall length of the vehicle from the front bumper to the trailer, to the back of the trailer, is what is limited. So that's why cab-overs are so popular over there, because they can't go around having the same length of truck like we have here in the States, because, well, it's against the law. Here in the States, it's only the trailer length that is regulated to 53 feet. Anything more than that, and you need a permit. So, jump inside the cab here. You know, that really changes things up here. And how this thing feels and how I have to drive it. It just doesn't work the same. Also getting used to these roads as well. I mean, normally this is an on-ramp and you got a merge lane, but this one actually turns into its own lane. Oh, see, I need to move over. Not quite used to that. I don't think I have any beacons, do I? Nope. No beacons. I'm an oversized load and there's no beacons. Now, obviously, starting off this early, I don't have my own truck. I could go for a bank loan, but not quite ready to do that just yet. I want to get a couple runs here, doing the, you know, the mercenary kind of, you know, for hire type thing, independent contractor, what have you. So driving company trucks, bouncing from one to the other. And then eventually I will purchase one, but I also want to try to discover a few more dealerships. I've only discovered 2, I think. I think I've got my engine brake on. Yeah. Non-existent on these trucks, these engine brakes. I don't think I want to be in this lane, do I? Nope. But this is another game where I can go ahead and butcher names, because obviously I don't speak any other language besides English. And a lot of these games are not in English. Now, some of these names, like back there, you just saw the sign for Metz and Dijon. You know, I've heard names like that before, so, you know, I might not butcher them as bad, and in some cases I might actually pronounce them correctly. But, you know, a few of these other ones that are not mainstream here in the States, you know, or they don't make the world news, I know I will screw up and get wrong. And so I'll have people correcting me on that. I am totally prepared for that, and I actually welcome that. If I do get something wrong, please, by all means, correct me on it. But also expect me to get it wrong still. And if I remember correctly, Europe really loves to use radar cameras, speed cameras. And so I have to really keep an eye out for the signs that are showing that, saying there's a speed camera coming up. I also have to really pay attention to the signs as well, because the signs are different from what we are used to here in the States. Yep, see, I just got tagged for speeding there. Ooh, that thing's kind of out there. I kind of get the feeling that's going to happen often. Me getting tagged for speeding. But at least the game's working right for me. I wanted to get this going a couple weeks ago, but had nothing but issues. Really don't know why. No mods installed, and the game was crashing as if I did have mods installed. I was even able to create my own truck. I got online, went on to the European server just to see what was going on over there. 1,200 people. And, you know, then an hour before, you know, going live, and suddenly I can't play. As soon as the truck enters the map, everything locks up. And it was throwing no error codes on me, which was really peculiar to me. I hit the wrong button for the cruise. I thought I set the cruise and I was wrong. So I ended up having to uninstall the whole damn game, including profile, everything. And I lost everything, had to start all over. So really sucked. I was really looking forward to doing ETS2 multiplayer. A couple of guys on the crew were looking forward to doing it. Not everyone has the game. And unfortunately, not everyone is going to be able to play on the European server. So chances are we will be doing ETS2 on the American server, which is going to kind of suck because no one's over there. When I was looking to do that, only 19 people were on over there compared to 1,200. I don't think these are just flyby lanes, so I think I actually have to stop. I stalled it? What? I was out of gear. Now, as many of you guys already know, the ATS map is getting a facelift. It's getting bigger. It's getting bumped up to 1/24th scale, I think it was, which is the same size as what we have here in on ETS in the European map. And I mean, I can already feel a difference here on ETS with the size compared to ATS. It just feels bigger. 4 hours here in ATS, a 4-hour run, I probably would be done with it right now, or pulling up to the customer as we speak. But you know, here I am. I'm still going. I still have an hour and 44 minutes. So I really can't wait for ATS to get this big. It's going to be really, really nice. I also have to get used to these tight off-ramps. I'll chase the gears. There we go. And I'm probably going to avoid going to Britain, seeing they drive on the wrong side of the road. I'm going to put that off for a little while. Another toll? Really? I might end up losing money on this trip. How are we looking outside here? Sun's starting to come up. And drive by. Oh, there we go. Finally a good shot for the drive by. I think the drive-by camera fails more than succeeds. See, there we go, 37 miles an hour, and I'm already doing 45. I'll stick it at 40, I think. Not too sure how well the speed cameras are here, if they have any leniency. It could be one of the mods on ATS that I have, but they don't seem to always bust you if you're doing just a handful over. So I guess we'll find out here if I see a cop car driving by, or if I go by a speeding camera 3 miles an hour over. So maybe they'll bust me, maybe they won't. But the signage, as I was talking about earlier, I'm really going to have to pay attention to that because it's different here in Europe than it is in America. And I remember hearing about Europeans who were coming over to ATS to play and having issues because they didn't recognize our signs. They weren't used to them. So you know, a lot of them had to take a crash course on the signs, and you know, it goes the same thing here. You know, I'm not used to European signage, so you know, I'm gonna have to kind of take a crash course and pay attention to what's what. You know, here in America, we've got regular speed limits as well as suggested speed limits, and usually the suggested speed limits are the ones that are in yellow. So if you're going through a corner or you're on an off-ramp, then it shows you a curve. You know, that curve is going to be, it's going to have a number below it, and that's going to be the suggested speed limit. It's not the actual speed limit, it's just what they suggest you do in that curve. I honestly don't know if they have this here in Euro Truck, if that's part of the game or not. So I guess it's something I will have to find out. Now, I've got a sister and brother-in-law who are stationed in Germany right now, and I didn't really talk too much about him about driving over there. You know, Americans going over there to work, you know, do they kind of go easy on you guys, or do they make you go through all the same hoops that you know, normal citizens have to deal with, stuff like that? You know, we talked about it just briefly, and I honestly don't remember all of what he was talking about. So it's something I might have to go ahead and shoot him a Facebook message, or her, and you know, just go over it real quick. You know, how does that work? Because they obviously have a license, but I remember he did say, you know, cars over there, for example, you know, you could take the exact same car, Mercedes or whatever, or BMW, and you know, it's double the price here in the States as it is over there. I mean, still some of them are expensive, but you know, others that are expensive here are not so expensive over there. And that's kind of true. I had a neighbor that was a National Guard, and he was in Germany for a couple of years, and he had actually an M3. And it had some aftermarket rims on it and everything, and he really, really wanted to bring it over. He says, I bought it for $5 grand. Over here, that's a $25,000 car, and I bought it for $5 grand. And he showed me photos. Ooh, that's a little too hot. He showed me photos, and you know, it was a red one, nice looking car, and you know, mid-90s model. But he was like, you know, I really wanted to transport it over here, but he says to bring it over here, it would have cost as much as the car, if not more. So he ended up just selling it over there. But he's like, if I had gotten it over here, I guarantee you I would have gotten $25,000–$30,000 for it. But then there's also the whole, you know, is it going to meet the United States standard? You know, I don't know if it's DOT, but yeah, it's probably DOT, Department of Transportation standards. You know, the safeguards that they put in. There was a supercar, I think it was the McLaren, that it didn't meet the safety standards here for the United States. So when it came over here, what happened was it had to have these ugly little bumpers put on it, which totally ruined the look of the car for many people. And the car just didn't sell well. And this is the quarry. Changing the subject, but I've been here a couple of times. Getting out of here was never easy. Turn the inverter on and just kind of ride the brakes down. But I gotta go all the way down there, huh? Probably going a little too fast. Where are we at? Oh, okay, there we go. Right over there. Now the nice thing is a spot like that is not a problem to get into because they turn so tightly. How are we doing here? Ooh, we are way off still. Let's get this straightened out. Alrighty, there we go. Parked, dropped off, ready to go. So that's going to be it for this trip, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you tune in for more. I'm not going to come out with these all the time, maybe once, twice a week. But I'm looking forward to it. So that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next run. Take it easy.